Alumni relations and athletics development. For most institutions of higher education, their expenses can outpace their revenues. Therefore, in order to meet this growing financial need, there is pressure to raise money. In intercollegiate athletics, fundraising is also referred to as development. One way to help offset these expenses is through donor contributions. Because donors can help offset the expenses of scholarships, facilities, and even salaries, fundraising has become a priority for all athletics directors. People working in development need to possess the ability to listen to donors or prospective donors. You must listen to what they tell you, as they will provide you with valuable information. For example, a prospective donor may tell you that they are a big baseball fan, and you know that your stadium is in need of repairs. They may be a good person to ask to help fund those repairs. Another skill needed is the ability to build relationships. Cultivating lifelong donors will help offset costs in the long run. Development requires support from many people in order to establish long-term relationships with both current and prospective donors. This is especially true for schools with a small development staff. One way this can be achieved is by joining an athletics-related club. For example, the University of Alaska Anchorage created the Seawolf Athletic Association. By joining an athletics-related club, donors can obtain various benefits based on their level of contributions. These benefits may include tax breaks, priority seating and parking, invitations to member-only events, or tickets to away games. Athletic departments also can obtain various benefits from these types of clubs. The University of Alaska Anchorage noted the following benefits. Fundraising for athletics as a whole increased. Streamline the fundraising process. Collective growth in volunteers. Creation of a scholarship endowment fund. And a creation of a database for potential donors, particularly alumni. It is important to note that a development club should not just single out graduates or alumni, but should be open to any group or fan. These clubs help donors build relationships with the institution by increasing their trust and confidence in the school. If they can see how the athletics department operates firsthand, they are likely more motivated to give. Broadening the donor base can be as simple as following up on leads from other donors, but it also requires research to reach other groups such as current students, young alumni, former student athletes, parents, or members of the community. Solicitation of donors can begin when students are still in their undergraduate years. This can be done through the creation of a student support group or booster club. Students who attend more sporting events may require less marketing in order to appreciate the benefits of joining such a club. The hope is this connection with athletics will carry far beyond their college years. Young alumni is another group to concentrate on. Some students who were used to having access to sold-out sporting events may look for options in order to continue to get access to those events. One approach to this is what the University of Georgia did. They noticed a decrease in the demand of student tickets, so they pulled 2,000 tickets and allocated them to young alumni. Great prospective donors can be found among former student athletes. Ways to get former athletes involved include volunteering committees, reunions or alumni weekends, and staying in touch with these former athletes and keeping them up to date on what is happening in the athletics department. One thing to be aware of is that this group may be influenced by their importance to the program, connection to the program, and the experience they had with their athletic program. Donors give for a variety of reasons. As a potential member of the development staff, you must understand what drives them. It could be for a personal recognition, influence decisions, socialize, or receive some type of tangible benefit. It is vital that you understand the motives that drive each donor. That way, when you are told no, you can get to the root of it. Is it not the right time for the donor to give? Is it no to the amount you are asking? Or is it no to the cause? Segmenting donors based on their motivation can be beneficial. It provides the base for targeted fundraisers, enables marketing strategies to be geared towards a specific group, and provides easier identification of fundraising opportunities. To avoid messing up the ask, make sure you present the right project to the right people. Know your donors and what amounts they can give. Be prepared to answer the tough questions. Make sure the people who make the decisions are present, and don't promise donors things that you cannot deliver. There are various ways to give to support athletics. One can make a restricted gift or an unrestricted gift. Most development staff prefer unrestricted gifts because that enables the school to use the funds for any purpose. Restricted gifts are marked for a specific purpose. For example, a donation made for the specific purpose of purchasing wrestling mats. Major gifts can reduce the costs associated with new facility construction or renovations of an existing facility. Examples of projects could be a new stadium, training facility, locker rooms, or an academic studies area. Endowment programs enable development offices to gather funds from donors, invest it, and then use the interest to cover operational expenses. Examples of expenses that could be covered by this include scholarships, coaches' salaries, or facility upkeep. It is important to realize that endowment investments can be affected by an economic slump. Capital campaigns are used to help address the school's capital, operating, and endowment efforts over a specific time frame. Most of these campaigns have a theme and a goal amount to be donated. For example, the University of Mexico Athletics Department was in charge of raising $75 million as part of the institution-wide fundraising effort. The theme was Lobo Leap to Excellence. In order to enhance a campaign's chance of success, a school can divide it into phases. By doing so, the school can prioritize its needs. Employee giving and matching is another way to give. This involves the process of employees giving through payroll deduction. Employees who give can then be recognized at an annual luncheon. Many employers will match an employee's donation to a charity. However, some will not if the donation is made to an athletics department. Donations of real estate and investments offer the donor relief from long-term capital gains taxes. The exact tax reduction depends on how long the donor had the asset before donating it. Deferred giving is accomplished through contributions that take effect after one's death. It is common for supporters who want to leave a lasting legacy. They can leave these plans in wills, trusts, or insurance policies. Smaller contributions can be raised through targeted events or campaigns, including auctions, building brick sales, and camps. Auctions can take place in person or online and can feature access to special events or game-worn apparel. Brick campaigns draw funds by enabling donors to personalize a brick for a walk place or plaza to commemorate their donation to the school. Football camps, kids camps, or fantasy camps is another way to generate revenue through special events. Fundraising provides an athletics department with much needed revenue, but working with donors can create concerns. One concern that must be addressed by each institution is prioritizing whether academic or athletic needs come first when fundraising. Another potential concern is donor influence. Their influence could affect both the operations and the reputation of the athletics department. For example, if a booster hinders or interferes with the athletics departments to remain in compliance with the NCAA. Another way donor influence can be seen is by him or her trying to weigh in on the hiring or firing of coaches and other issues within the department. For example, if a coach does not produce a winning team and attendance begins to dwindle, that coach can be bought out of their contract, but doing so often requires the support of donors, who in turn want a say in who the new coach will be. Concerns can also arise when it comes to naming rights. Individuals interested in the naming rights to a facility can expect to cover a minimum of a third of the funds to build the facility. Naming a facility after a donor or at a donor's request comes with no expiration date. Yet, there is no guarantee that that relationship will remain a positive one. Anytime you bring donors close to the athletics department, the department may become vulnerable to a rogue donor who may make a payment or offer other benefits to influence recruits or reward current student athletes. This definitely goes against the NCAA compliance rules. It is not uncommon for coaches to be involved in the fundraising efforts. Problems can arise, however, when the coach solicits donations but does not communicate that with the development office. It is vital that they work together to not undercut each other and raise the largest donations possible. Lastly, it takes continuous effort to build and maintain relationships with donors. Preserving continuous trust between the donor and the institution is a must. This trust can easily be broken if a scandal occurs. The University of Kansas is a prime example. 5 former staff members were involved in a scandal that involved 17,000 basketball tickets and 2,000 football tickets over a 5-year period. These tickets were supposed to be allocated for donors, but instead were sold to ticket brokers. After the scandal broke and the NCAA investigation ended, the athletics department had to work hard to restore the donors' confidence in both the institution and the athletic department.